Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Zaxby's Friends, Family, Flavor. With your host, Chris Delambert, only on the NFHS Network, brought to you by New Image Media.
Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert. Got a big night in store tonight. Week 4 is in the books, and we'll put a bow on that and start looking ahead toward Week 5. Thanks to Wilkinson Chevrolet for hosting us tonight, and I'm joined as always to kick off the show with Hector Perez from Zaxby's here in the region. How are you, sir?
You know what? For a Monday, it's very relaxing today. It's not like it hasn't been too busy. For at least for me, I'm not going to speak for everybody else, but it's been a good Monday. You know, we had a good last week, and we're just looking for the next coming up weeks. The weather's getting hotter, and God knows there's so many events coming up on our hands. So, we're trying to pick out, all right, which ones we want to participate in. With all 11 locations, God, we're spread all over North Carolina.
I think we're turning the corner weather-wise. I thought we were good until Friday night with ball games, and we went out there, and man, it was freezing cold. I got home, and it took me about an hour to get my feet thawed out. Now, you said the events are starting to hit the schedule. More and more people are getting vaccinated. Things are starting to trend, and it's sort of a wait and see with regard to guidance from the governor's office.
Right.
What's the status right now with your 11 locations and the dining room? What's going on right now?
So, as in regards to our dining rooms, we try to pretty much just be within the restrictions that the governor has put out. So we're staying true to those until further notice. So our dining room is still at half capacity. So I think that's around 60 people can be in our dining rooms. That's including staff. So about 35 people at the minimum.
Now, the last time I was at the Sanford location, there were signs on different tables to say this table's available, this one's not. So there's no guesswork as to, am I the 50th person through the door or whatever the case might be. So pretty much as long as there's space available at the tables, you're good to go.
You're good to go. Yeah, that's correct.
All right, perfect. Now, you said you had 11 locations.
Right, yes. Oh, man, I gotta love it.
Talk about what's going on with that number and where people can find you all's Zaxby's throughout the state.
Yeah, so if I can name it on my hand, we've got one in Whiteville, we've got one here in Sanford, we've got 2 in Charlotte, one in Harrisburg, Matthews, we got one in Asheboro, we've got 3 in Fayetteville. So you got Walter Reed Road, you got Clifton Road, and, excuse my language, Hope Mills, because they do not like to be considered Fayetteville.
Okay,
Hope Mills is their own thing, so I apologize about that one. And then we've also, I'm missing one. No, 2. I'm missing 2. Lumberton, and we've got Southern Pines, which is what I wanted to touch up on. We've been doing a lot with the Pinecrest High School, and, they've been doing great. I mean, we're happy to be a part of the community there. So if you're ever at the games, you'll find us at the concession stands.
All right. You guys have your eyes on any new locations, any new communities that you're going to spread into?
Yeah. So we usually try to go into every market, you want to be part of the community. So you want to be up with things. But we are pushing more into the Charlotte, the Mecklenburg County.
Okay.
So we're definitely looking into that. And, there's a lot, going on behind the scenes. But for the most part, I get told whenever, stores going down, I was like, okay, well, that's when it's going down. So so far, we're just looking at land and stuff like that. But, we're hoping to open up a lot more stores in the Charlotte area.
All right. So it's been a couple weeks since you rolled out your spicy chicken sandwich.
Ooh, yes, sir, it has.
And I've had more than I should have, to be perfectly honest.
It's okay. Me too.
But is the demand still out there? I mean, everybody seems to be rolling out a chicken sandwich.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the most part, people, I think the chicken sandwich in itself is it's a classic, thing to eat. So if you go anywhere, at least you'll have a classic, chicken sandwich to have. But the demand has been, a lot more than we expected, really. So I guess that's a good thing. But then again, keeping up with demand, you got people. I mean, I know when the Popeyes thing happened, you had people waiting out in lines and drones just waiting for a sandwich. And eventually you got to tell people, sorry, we don't have it.
Well, you mentioned that other chicken place, and there's a couple other chicken places that are rolling out specials with their chicken sandwiches. And I'm not going to tell anybody where to buy their chicken sandwiches from, but my advice would always be, if you want chicken, go to a place that makes chicken as their primary function. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I have no bias,
not
but
to bash anybody
point.
else that is in the chicken sandwich game right now, but I've been disappointed a couple of times where I was on the road or something and picked up a chicken sandwich, and you guys have taken it to a new level, and the expectations associated with chicken sandwich.
I'm glad to hear it. I have my own bias, but I give everybody a chance. There's been some disappointments. There've been some. I say they're pretty good sandwiches.
So I want to know. This is my wife and I talk about the spicy chicken. To us, it would be foreign to go have an option between the spicy and the classic.
Right.
We're always going to go on the spicy side. Do you see that trends from market to market? Are there some of your stores where they sell a lot more spicy and others that not so much? Or is it just sort of hit or miss? Or?
Well, see, my thing is, if I've experienced this correctly, is people tend to go more for the spicy sandwiches. And I think, I guess that's just a preference around most of the areas that we're around. And then, some people either like Zax sauce or they don't. So it's kind of a hit or miss there too. So, but I've seen people do crazy things like put blue cheese on it, dip them. And, you've got all of our sauces. So you can dip the bread, the actual chicken, into one of those sauces. So you can go crazy with the sandwich. And that's one thing I'll have to say about Zax. You've got plenty of options.
Amazing. And you guys are going to have plenty of options as the weather clears up. The state opens back up full on. I know you guys will be a part of all kinds of different events. I know 5Ks are where you guys put a lot of focus, obviously, with high school sports. Heck, we're going to get down to the end of this football season, and it seems like we'll flip back right around and start doing it again for the 2021 season for real. So I look forward to spending a whole lot more time with you, man, and good luck with everything you guys do. Thanks as always. Anything you'd like to add before we roll into a commercial?
No, other than that, if anybody hasn't tried the sandwich, I recommend it. You won't be disappointed.
All right, and if you're looking for advice as to which sauce to get, try the tongue torch. It's my go-to. We'll see you on the other side of the break. This is Chris Delambert. This is the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Chris Delambert. I'm joined by Chad Triplett, the General Sales Manager here at Wilkinson. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm fantastic. Good to see you as well. So I'm still getting used to the new digs here.
Yeah.
And every time I come in this building, I see something new. And the AstroTurf, the field turf out there in front in place of the grass, kind of blew me away, man.
Yeah. I've been working on my wedge game. I hope Will didn't hear that. But
I'm sure he is too.
Yeah.
So, one more, sort of 3 weeks, I think, since we were here last. You guys still settled in, or you fully running right now?
Oh, we're fully running. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's great.
Now, every time I see one of these new Chevy trucks, whether it's the truck or the SUV, in fact, I was just out there checking out a Tahoe a little while ago, the grill is what jumps out at me.
Yeah.
That's a mean-looking vehicle.
Yeah, it's bold, makes a statement. Yep.
Yeah, we think about lines and stuff all the time, and I think Dodge did something real cool with their grills back in the day, but this is a foray, man, for Chevy. I think they're setting themselves apart.
Yeah, I think so too. Both the GMC and the Chevy front end, the grills look great.
Yeah,
really
it's tough.
Demands gets your attention.
So, what are you seeing in the market right now? What are people looking for? They looking for the big trucks, the hybrids, sedans, all of the above. What's
Still
going on?
trucks. Trucks are on fire. I can't get enough. I could fill this lot up with new pickups and sell a ton of them. We're getting there though.
All right. So, talk a little bit about high school football, man.
Yeah.
You get a chance ever to get out to any of these games on Friday?
I don't. My kids are, we have 4 children, so my oldest one's 15. I will be soon. I love high school football. Played when I was growing up many, many years ago, and I enjoy good competitive football.
What position were you, man?
I was actually a quarterback. I was a quarterback, actually.
Okay.
Quarterback, defensive back, and a kicker.
All right. Very good.
That was when you kick straight on, no soccer style kicking.
Yeah, the good old days.
Straight on with the boot.
The good old
shoe,
days.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate everything that Wilkinson does for regional sports.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add about what's going on here operations-wise?
We're just looking to grow again, like last time, looking for great people to join our team, to grow with us. If you're looking for a deal, especially if you have a trade right now, I need used inventory bad. I can't buy it at a reasonable price at the auctions right now. They're outrageous. I'd rather pay,
Really?
absolutely.
What's
insane.
driving that?
Just supply and demand. There's not enough new inventory, so people need a car. They have fewer options, so a lot of them go to used. I would literally rather pay somebody a couple thousand more than I would go to an auction and buy a car and pay $2,000 and not have any idea how it's been taken care of. I can't look at. I mean, you buy everything online now, so if I can touch it and feel it, I'm paying up. I'm paying top dollar.
All right. So if you got a car you're looking to trade or to sell outright, bring it up here.
Yeah, I'm closing out the month here. I'm always needing more numbers. So
Should they come up and see you directly?
see me directly. I'll put them with a salesperson, but I'll make it super easy. I'll tell people that I sell cars, but I'm not a car salesman.
Gotcha. Well, man, you keep crossing me up. Generally when we talk to the car guy, it's, we got this for sale, we got this special financing. Last time we did this, you were like, hey, I'm trying to put people to work.
Yeah.
You want to come sell, you want to come work in the shop, whatever the case might be. And now you're actually looking to add to used inventory.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And don't roll out of here because I need to have a conversation with you before we roll.
Gotcha.
All right, very cool.
Cool.
Well, thanks again to Wilkinson, you and everybody up here. If you haven't been to the new Wilkinson facility, it's right across the street from Walmart. Can't miss it. That's the easiest way to tell people to get here. This is a beautiful showroom, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're really proud of this place. Very proud of it. It's very nice.
Well,
Excited.
we miss you on the other side of town,
Yeah.
man. But coming out here, it's amazing. Come check it
sure
out.
is.
If you're in the market for a car, looking to get out of a car, come on over and see Chad and the guys here at Wilkinson, and they'll get you hooked up. All right, we'll be back after the break with Lee County High School.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's show, the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Sorry, I'm joined now by Coach Steve Burdeau, head coach, Lee County Yellow Jackets, undefeated. Rolled down to Union Pines this past week, and I'm going to tell you, man, Union Pines, it was a tough matchup for them, and there were a couple times during that game where I thought, all right, Lee County's rolling, this thing, go start up the bus, and Union Pines fought and played you guys hard till the final gun.
Yeah, I think that speaks to the things that Coach Cox and the coaching staff over there is doing. I think we knew what we were going to get, or we knew they were going to play hard, and they're coached well. I was proud of how our boys played throughout as well.
Yeah. Now, I expected you guys to come out and run the ball right down their throats and make them stop, and you guys to make them stop that, and you didn't. You kind of came out and threw the ball around a little bit. Talk to me about the game plan and what that was all about.
Yeah, I thought we had good matchups at some of the receiver spots. I had some confidence in our offensive line, getting some protection, and I thought Will throughout the week did a really good job of showing that we're able to beat some man coverage things. And I think the receivers did a good job getting open.
All right, Kenyon Palmer in particular made a lot of plays.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, a lot of those, the connection was really short and getting him into space. We were surprised, having seen Palmer play the last couple of years, that he's that explosive. He's always been a good athlete, but he really seems to have taken a big step in the offseason.
Yeah, I'm proud of how Kenyon played. I think he some of the stuff coming from lifting some weights. He got a lot stronger this offseason. I think he enjoyed lifting weights, and he worked really hard this offseason to get better as a player, and it shows.
All right, on the defensive side of the ball, you guys came out and it seemed like you played it straight early on. You knew there were going to be a lot of screens, a lot in the short passing game, and as the game wore on, you just kind of set those guys loose up in the front four. It seems to us, from our vantage point in the booth, that you guys are bringing pressure from a lot of different angles now, more so than you have the last couple of years. Is that an accurate assessment?
I think it's accurate assessment. Coach Jacobs and our defensive staff are tuning some things up. Our defensive line has a really good idea of the things that we want to do, and they're getting more advanced in our defense. And Coach Jacobs is able to call more things than maybe we have in the past.
So you think this is a product of the guys having been in the system for a couple of years now, and you get a little bit more cute with what
I
you're
think
doing?
Same thing with the coaches. We have Coach Hunt's coming back for a second season in our D-line coach, so he's really comfortable with our defense. And bringing in Coach Herring, coaching our DBs, who actually played some for us at Middle Creek. So I think those things are all coming together well.
All right, now big win. The scoreboard I think was not necessarily indicative of how competitive that game was for about 3.5 quarters. What did you walk away with it? What jumped out at you before you got back on the bus, knowing that you wanted to work on based on what you saw this week?
I think we saw a couple of things in special teams. We want to continue to do a better job of covering kickoffs. We kicked a couple deep, and I thought that we could have covered one of them a little bit better. We had a couple balls on the ground on kickoff where we thought we could pick up a pooch or pick up an onside kick, and we didn't get to them, so we're going to continue to get better at that. And then we had a block kick on punt. So on special teams, we want to get better. We had a chance to finish a drive and go up 21-0 early in the game, and we ended up turning the ball over on offense. So those were a couple that popped up.
Well, it didn't take you long to just rattle off a whole bunch of stuff.
No, so I'm really proud. I'm really proud of how well I think we played against a good team. But I'm also excited to know that we have so many things we can get better at. So I think that's great to have upside at this point in the season.
Okay, a couple of questions with regard to the kickoffs. We talk about this a lot because we don't see you guys kick it deep very often. Mm-hmm. When your kick team rolls out onto the field, is it predetermined exactly what they're going to kick, or do they adjust where they're going to try to drop that ball in based on formation, or are you not going to tell me?
Yeah, it depends on the situation. Sometimes we talk about it in the huddle. Sometimes we might talk about it when we're on the sideline, and sometimes it might be might have one called and we might change it.
Got it.
But we're going to put pressure on the other team to line up in a sound formation, or we're going to take advantage of it.
Very good. Now, you started the season. I think there were 4 guys really in the running back mix. Mm-hmm. You're missing B.J. Brown, still missed a couple weeks now. Mm-hmm. What's his status moving forward? Is he going to be in the mix?
BJ's still going to be week to week.
Okay.
He has a cast on still right now, so he's going back to the doctor again this week. So he's going through practice, running around, but we'll have to see with him.
Okay, and we didn't see Rodney Ingram get any carries this week. It was all Jennings and Johnson. TJ had a great night.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he could well be here as Offensive Player of the Week again, definitely. I think. But TJ had a great night. Was the rotation between the two of those guys, were you going with the hot hand, or were you just kind of reading what was going on? What dictated when Johnson was in there versus when Jennings was in there?
Yeah, so Coach Willicks coaches our running backs, and I let him mainly rotate the guys he wants and keeps them as fresh as possible. JoJo plays a whole lot of defense. Obviously, TJ does too. TJ was doing a little bit better toting the rock, so he was a hot hand. He kept going. Rodney got banged up early, so both of those guys played a little bit more running back than we had originally planned.
Okay, the preparation for Harnett Central's got to be difficult because I've seen them play a couple of times now. Harnett Central is not hitting on all 8 with what they can do on offense, given the athletes that are out there. That's a team that has as good athletes at the skill position as anybody, yourself included, I think, on offense. Is there a little bit of trepidation when you're looking at that, knowing that they can do some things that you're not going to see on film yet, and it's a team that can make some big plays on offense?
No, I think you definitely got it right. I mean, number 4, number 5, number 3 on defense, number 1 the quarterback. They got a couple really good linemen, 75 and 69. All those guys are really good football players. The skill guys, especially when they touch the ball, they can score at any point. So defensively, I know that we've had to put some pressure and make some tackles in space. Offensively, we got to make sure we're moving the ball to help our defense get a break. The last 2 years we played these guys, they did a really good job in the first half of playing with us, and maybe even been up last year at halftime. So we know they're going to give us a good shot, and we'll be ready.
All right, very good. Anything you'd like to add before we go to a break and come back and give away some hardware?
It's great to be at the dealership. It's a nice place. If you haven't checked out the new one, come over here and see it.
It is pretty, isn't it? I'm trying to figure out where I can pop a cot down and live here. It's beautiful. All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with some awards to kick this week off right. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
All right, welcome back. We've got a couple players on set with us now as the Players of the Week. Justin Gaines from First Bank is here. Coach, You want to introduce these gentlemen to our right?
Yeah, we'll start with our defensive player of the week this week is Duran Mccoy. Duran actually, he's a senior, number 54 for us. He plays a whole lot both ways. Plays some on the offensive line, plays some on the defensive line. So gets a lot of things done for us. Actually had one of the best blocks. That's the offensive side, but still had one of the best blocks in pass protection that I've seen in a while. So go back and watch the game if you get the opportunity to, and check him out on when Jackson scored a touchdown. He had a great block. But Duran's doing a great job for us on the defensive player of the game. Kenyon Palmer, number 1, was our offensive player of the game. Kenyon also plays a whole lot both ways. He scored a touchdown this week, had a couple big tackles, and is consistently is a threat every time he's running a route. So proud of both of those guys.
Kenyon, I think Coach took away a touchdown from you. You got 2 this week, didn't you? Just 1? All right, Mr. McCoy.
Yes, sir.
This stood out to me. This is the best game I've seen you play. Would you say that that's a fair assessment?
Yes, sir. I think that is right. I think that's the best performance I've ever had in my high school career. Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's tough for us in the booth to know who's coming to see us. I think if I had to have picked and laid some money, I would have gone with you 2 guys. Great win for you all. Looking at tape with Harnett Central, what jumps out at you from those guys?
I don't really have anything.
Nothing that you're worried about? I like that. Mr. Palmer?
I mean, they got big plays that they are successful on sometimes, but it's nothing really to be scared about.
All right, now they've got some really good athletes playing at corner, and we saw them against Union Pines match up straight man-to-man all night. So you're going to get man-to-man coverage all night. Is there anybody in this district that can hold you all night?
No, not all night.
All right, we'll be looking to see if you guys get by Harnett Central. Great job this weekend, and good luck this coming weekend. Coach, you have anything to add about these young men?
Hey, these guys are 2 more leaders for us. They do a really good job working hard in practice, and proud of the way they're working. They're going to continue to push us throughout the season.
All right, Mr. Gaines, how are things at First Bank, sir?
Things are going great at the bank. Interest rates are still low. Still a great time to buy a house, finance a car. We'd love to see you at the bank anytime. Come see us. We've kicked off our good deeds, so keep an eye out for some little red cards for some good deeds our employees are doing around the community. When you get those cards, there's a hashtag on there. You can go to our Facebook or Twitter and enter that hashtag and share the good deed that was given to you, and hopefully you'll share a good deed with someone else.
All right, very good. I like that. Engaging in the community like that. Again, thanks as always, First Bank, for everything you guys do for us now and have done for us over the years with covering high school football. The 2 awards, rather than passing them since they're sitting there right at the table, those are your Players of the Week from Lee County. Congratulations again, guys. Along with those trophies comes a $25 gift card to Zaxby's for each of you. So enjoy that as well. Anything you all would like to say?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to ask, like I do every time we have Lee County players on here, what's the goal for this year?
State championship.
You got them. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll be back on the other side with the Student Athlete of the Week for Lee County.
North Carolina Farm Bureau, proud supporter of Lee County Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Farm Bureau can help you and your family with all your auto and home insurance needs.
Farm Bureau has life insurance and financial services to meet all your needs, now and in the future.
Farm Bureau Tramway Office is proud to award the Farm Bureau Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. More awards on deck. Got a young man that's been on and off. He's been on the show several times as Player of the Week. And it seems like every time we do a Lee County game, at some point in the game, this young man is going to make a play on offense or defense. This week, the big play was on offense. Talk about that play.
Yeah, so it was a little fake screen, and we stopped block in the corner. Jackson runs a wheel. Jackson ended up being fairly open and finished the job. Sometimes that might be one of the tougher catches to make when you know you're supposed to catch it.
I was gonna ask that. You say fairly open. It was a blown coverage. He was wide open. And Jackson, that's got to be a tough ball to catch because everybody in the building sees you. Yep. It's not a bunny. Yeah. What's the thought process as that play unfolds and you realize that you're in space like that and nobody's running with you?
Don't drop it. You can't drop it. Just finish the job.
All right, very good. Now, you play primarily on defense and get some rotations on offense. If you had it your way, would you play every snap both ways?
Yes.
I figured as much.
Yes.
I figured as much. Coach, anything you'd like to add about Mr. Lamb generally?
Yeah. So Jackson is another one of our captains. He's another senior captain. Plays a whole lot both ways for us. Played a whole lot both ways last year. Obviously, anybody who watched us through the playoffs last year, Jackson had the game of the century versus was this Cleveland? Cleveland, yeah. A couple picks, crazy touchdown before the half. So as you said, we're used to seeing him make some big plays and look forward to keep seeing him making some big plays.
That play before the half. Before the end of the half against Cleveland, I still remember it vividly. Do you still replay that in your mind?
Yeah.
All right.
That was every day.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic. All right, Farm Bureau is with us. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Doing great.
What's going on with Farm Bureau? I quizzed you about college basketball last time, and you looked at me like I was crazy, so I'm not going to do that again.
Well, I'll be honest. At Farm Bureau, me personally, I'm just thrilled for this guy right here. I've known Jackson, I think, since he was about 7 years old, and I love his whole family. But he's an athlete through and through. He's always been fast, always been powerful. So, I mean, I'm just sitting over here as a fan. I wonder if I need to get his autograph, to be honest. But yeah, he's doing great, and we're thrilled about it. You know, we love the success of these local guys over at Farm Bureau.
All right, Jackson, you've been a contributor for the last couple of years. Like Coach said, last year you were the guy that always seemed to step up. The Cleveland game really steps out or jumps out at me. What does the next couple of years look like for you moving forward? Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Well, after high school, I plan on attending North Carolina State University. Gonna be a business major. Don't really know yet for sure what I'm gonna do with that. But I'm really just kind of looking forward to finishing the year strong. So kind of looking at right now.
Be nice to roll on to NC State with a ring, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. That would be something else.
I like it. Gentlemen, anybody want to close this segment out for us?
Appreciate Jackson working hard and continue to being a leader for us. Obviously, he's a Scholar Athlete of the Week, so not only is he doing it on the field, he kicks butt in the classroom too. Really proud of him and the other guys for doing that.
All right, very good. This is Zaxby's Coaches Show. We'll be right back on the other side with Union Pines.
Thanks, brother. Add it to your collection.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm joined by my good friend, head coach Lonnie Cox of the Union Pines Vikings. How are you, Coach?
I'm trying to move on to the next game, Mr. Delambert.
That's how it works,
Move on
right?
to the next one.
That's how it works. Now, I think it's fair to say that Lee County is always going to be a tough matchup for you guys, and you go into a game like that knowing we need to play a clean game. No unforced errors. Can't shoot ourselves in the foot. And you guys had some problems throughout the game that just really kind of made it more difficult. But like I told Coach Steve Burdeau, the most impressive thing about your performance was that from the opening kick all the way through to the final gun, those boys fought. They fought. And Lee County knew they were in a game. And what the scoreboard said and what actually happened on the field probably weren't real indicative of one another.
Well, that's one thing I'm really proud of. Our kids, no matter what's happened the last 2 years since I've been there, they've continued to fight and battle, and that's helped us come back and win a lot of games. But it's just a testament to their character. But I just like to say hats off to Coach Burdeau and Coach Jacobs. They do a heck of a job at Lee County. They run a really good football program. They run the type of program that they run the type of program in which we're trying to get to. Coach Burdeau's a year or two ahead of us from where we're trying to get to. So, just hats off to them. They executed better than we did in a lot of areas. We turned the ball over, and we didn't deserve to win making all those mistakes.
All right, so you talk about the things that you guys are doing as a program to build a machine down there. And I think the things that you've accomplished thus far have been great. The relationship that you got with the junior high, where you've got a real feeder system coming through and you're running a similar system. What's left to do with that?
Well, another thing I would like to do, a lot of our coaches at New Century, there's 2 middle school feeder programs. The New Century guys, they're able to come over to the high school a lot. I'd like to develop a little bit better relationship with Cranes Creek, but it's hard to do that because all the coaches that they have, they're not only coaching football, but they're coaching soccer, basketball. So it just makes it difficult for them to be able to come over to the high school. But I think once we find a way to do that, then we're going to have 2 floodgates of athletes coming over, knowing our system, and I think that'll help us get to where we want to be, especially going into the new conference, having to play teams like Scotland and Richmond County.
Okay, awesome. Now you talked about the fact that you guys turned the ball over a little bit, had ongoing problems with the center quarterback exchange all night, and those seemed to come at the most untimely points in the game. What did you take away that went well or that pleased you with what you were able to execute against a really good Lee County team?
Well, the first thing we did is we knew that they would key on 14 because he's, I don't know any other way to say it, but he's been most of our offense most of the year. And we moved him from the wide out slot back to the inside receiver to trips, and we're trying to find different ways to get him the ball other than the tunnel screen. Teams the last 4 or 5 weeks have kind of figured out that tunnel is our best play, and they're taking it away. And so when teams start taking your best play away, you got to either learn how to run your best play better, or you got to find different ways to get your athletes the ball. And that's something we're not only trying to do with Ethan, but the core group of our receivers, and we're just continually trying to find ways to get better on offense, because in reality, we're very, very young. We lost our quarterback last year in Rory Board. We lost our top 2 receivers, who were the top 2 receivers in the conference, in Jacob Bobliss and Archie Chandler, and we're playing with a young group of guys. But what's great about that, and what's going to be great going forward, is these guys will no longer be playing as true freshmen. They're going to have a year behind them, and we're looking to progress in our program.
Well, you talked about number 14, Ethan Biggs, and I told him after week 1 when you brought him on the show as the offensive player of the week that it wasn't going to be long until everybody figured out that's the guy you're trying to get the ball to, and you're going to see rolled coverage over top and a lot of concerted effort to take him away. And I don't think that Friday night was any different, and it's not any different than what you're going to see this week and moving forward. What's the ceiling, or where are you at in terms of all of the ways that you could possibly involve him in the offense? What percentage of that have you guys got and mastered at this point?
Well, the thing that we're trying to figure out is how to run the football better. When I went into the year, we thought we could RPO a lot of people. And, what I'm realizing now after watching our film for the last 4 or 5 weeks is that we're having a hard time reading it. So I think there just needs to be times where we tell the quarterback to hand the ball off. And if we know for a fact they're sending a lot of pressure, we give him a throw call and tell him to throw it. But ultimately, Chris, and Coach Patterson and Coach Truesdale and I talked about this the last couple of days, our defense can't be on the field the whole game. I mean, those guys are just getting worn out, and we got to find a way to run the football better. And if we can find more of a balance on offense, I think that'll help us be more successful as a team.
Yeah, with a program like yours right now in this year, where it is a young team, it was noticeable. As you got into the third and the fourth quarter, the guys were gassed, and they're out there gaming, doing their best. But when you're fighting a size matchup to start with, and then you get late in the game and the offense can't stay on the field, the defense just got worn down. And a lot of those guys on defense, playing linebacker and on defensive line, are playing full-time on the offensive line as well. So, yeoman's work by those guys. They did a great job, staying competitive, fighting all the way to the gun. But, it really just kind of got out of hand. This week, different matchup, different type of matchup. You're on the road this week to Southern Lee. I think this has got to be the first time ever that we've covered a non-Lee County team 3 weeks in a row. We had you guys at Harnett Central 2 weeks ago, Lee County this past week, and now we have you at Southern Lee this week. Southern, a lot of athletes out there that they put onto the field. Not necessarily as refined on offense as Lee County, maybe a little bit more unpredictable is what they're going to do. But you've got explosive players at the skill positions. Talk about the challenges that they pose for you this week.
Well, this is a credit to Coach McClure. When you watch Southern Lee on film, they just play really, really hard. And I think that's a testament to what he's trying to do at Southern Lee and the kind of program that he's trying to build. if your program is founded on your kids playing hard, the ceiling for them is going to be through the roof. So that's one thing we've already mentioned to our guys this week is that, they may have lost to Triton last week, but they're going to fight you like dogs every single snap, and you better come ready to play. So like I said, just a ton of respect for Coach McClure and what he's doing at Southern Lee. And we're just looking forward to a competitive, fun game on Friday night.
I think it's shaping up to be a great game. Two teams that your defenses play very similar. Linebackers have got a good nose for the football, going to bring pressure, don't have a whole lot to think about. They read the keys, move.
Yeah.
And you all remind me of one another on defense right now. It's going to be fun.
They, just watching Southern Lee on film, they're going to bring pressure every single snap. And, they're very creative in the way in which they do that. And so, we just know that it's going to be a challenge every single snap. We're going to have to be on our heels. And like I said, we're just looking to get better every week. Our motto now that we lost to Lee is to go 1-0 every week, because I think that whoever finishes second in our conference has got a chance to get in the playoffs.
Well, a lot of talk about that, and I don't want to beat that to death. We've talked about it a little bit. We've talked about it during the telecast. The word on the street is, well, second place teams don't stand much chance to get into the playoffs. Look, it's very likely that Lee County, I'm not going to anoint them yet, but there's a really good chance Lee County is going to run the table and be a very high-seeded 3A playoff team. If that's the case, a team coming out of this conference whose only loss is to that team, I think stands a better than not chance of getting into the playoffs. And you guys know that. But now we've kind of hinted at it. Hey, really can't afford a conference loss. At this point, if you lose another one, you're probably not going to get into the postseason.
Yeah, I think too, though, and we did this with Forest Hills earlier in the season. We were looking ahead, trying to go into conference play because we knew that we had Harnett Central and Lee back to back, and the talk is that the conference would come down to us three. And ultimately, we overlooked a very well-coached and athletic Forest Hills team, and that's been a huge learning lesson to us. And so I think the right way to look at it is you got to go 1-0 every week for the next 3 weeks, and just let whatever's going to happen.
All right, very good. Two guys we got with us. You want to introduce them, Coach?
Well, I don't think I need to introduce Ethan Biggs. He's been here for a few times. He's an electrifying athlete, one of the most electrifying athletes I've ever had the pleasure of coaching. He's our offensive player of the week. He had 7 receptions for 100 yards. He caught 2 tunnel screens. If he doesn't fall down on one, he's probably got 150 yards. But anytime Ethan touches the ball, he's got a chance to score. And so I think our job as coaches is just to find a way to keep getting in the ball. Mason Deere, I pick on him about this all the time. His first love is baseball. I mean, he's just a heck of a baseball player. That's his love. And I told him one day, I said, son, you're a heck of a football player too. And Mason came back out late, and I'm glad he did, because Mason's a super student. He's a super humble young man. Mason's not one of those guys that he goes around saying a whole lot. You rarely hear him, but his presence is always there because of how competitive he is and what he's going to bring to the table in every aspect. Honestly, he could have got Defensive Player of the Week when we played Forest Hills. There were 4 different occasions where Forest Hills threw a fade over the top of our head, and if Mason doesn't get his hands up and knock the ball down, Forest Hills may be just by 3 or 4 scores. So, I don't think this will be Mason's last time on here. He's an exciting athlete, a great tackler in space, does a great job of coverage, and just a super young man.
All right, guys, the big, tough loss this past week, but you got a game on Friday night that's on the horizon. How do you move past a loss like this and make sure that you're 100% focused and don't cause one loss to cash 2 on the in the loss column?
I just think we gotta forget what happened in the past and work on what we're gonna do this week and try to get that win this week.
All right, in preparation for Southern Lee, what do you know about the program? What are you looking at on tape?
I know they fight really hard. We can't take it easy on them. They got a lot of athletes. I know that, but we just got to do our thing and do what we know best.
All right, Mr. Biggs, I asked Coach, and he kind of gave part of the answer, but I want to ask you, it's obvious that the offense wants to get the ball into your hands in different ways, and over the course of the next 4 years, they're going to find every manner of reverse and running the ball, maybe lining up in the backfield, doing different things. As you sit at home and think about ways that you can have the ball in your hands and be a factor, what percentage of the things that you can do on offense do you think that you're doing right now?
I'd say about 50%.
Okay.
60%.
All right. So we've seen you have great success with the tunnel screen and the crossing routes in this offense. What do you think the next step is for you is to add to your repertoire to jump out on film?
I think that I need to support the people around me a little bit more than I do, and because they're what makes me better every day.
All right. Well, guys, big game coming up this weekend. Can't wait for it. We'll be on hand at Southern to cover the game. This is one that I've been waiting on from the time we kicked off the first week of the season. Mr. Gaines, would you like to present the hardware, sir?
I'll just give you guys a fist bump. Great job on a good week. Hope you have another one coming up.
Sure.
All right, Coach, anything to add before we take a break?
Like I said, I got a bunch of respect for what Coach McClure is doing at Southern Lee, and his young men are playing super hard, and we know that when we get on the bus to head to Sanford Friday night, that it's going to be a great battle and a physical football game. And I just hope both teams stay healthy, and may whoever's the best that night win the football game.
All right, Coach, look forward to seeing you on Friday night. Good luck, and we'll see how it goes. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the Union Pines Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Pentair, empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose, lives with enjoyment, lives that flourish, lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
Thank you. All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Coach Lonnie Cox here with me for a little while longer. Now we've got the Union Pines Scholar Athlete of the Week. And Coach, take it away.
This is Kellen DeFries. He's a junior. He's our junior center. He was a returning starter on the offensive line. We had three returning offensive linemen this year, and Kellen's one of them. But you know, Kellen's a great football player. His name got thrown up a lot last year at the all conference meeting. Just an incredible football player for his age. He's only a junior. Played really well as a sophomore. He works hard in the weight room. He's getting bigger every day. But more than that, Kellen is a super student. He's got a 4.0 GPA. We go in, so as a coaching staff, we go in and look at our players' grades every week. And me and the coaches are always kind of joking about this with Kellen. Every time we go in and check Kellen's grades, he's rarely got anything less than a 97. And I'm like, my Lord, son, at what point are you going to make a little bit of a mistake? But Kellen pays super attention to detail. He's able to call out fronts on the offensive line to always make sure we're prepared to know what to block. And just a super young man, and he's truly the face of what we're trying to do at Union Pines.
All right, very good. I asked Jackson Lamb in the last segment with Scholar Athletes, what's the next couple years look like for you? What are your plans academically and athletically as you move on into the next couple of years?
I'm definitely going to a 4-year university after high school, and I'd love to, if I could, play football and continue that through, but then a degree in biomedical engineering.
Okay.
To make prosthetics.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Ken.
Yes.
You snuck in there. I didn't see you, buddy.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. What's going on at Farm Bureau?
Well, we're just trying to help as many people as we can help in the community, and certainly appreciate the people that do business with us. And all we ask is for people to give us a chance at taking care of their business also.
I hear you. You know, whether you're updating your insurance or looking for brand new coverage, give these guys at Farm Bureau a chance. I was with the same insurance company for a very long time and decided to add a policy, and was surprised when I shopped it, and Farm Bureau was able to offer me the best deal, and haven't ever looked back. So I would suggest anybody else out there do the same.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. You know, we feel like that we provide a service to all our clients, and also we do a good job of getting in the community and helping support several different organizations in the community, and we just ask the people to, like I say, just give us a chance to help you.
Well, very good, and thank you as always for everything that you do for high school sports in the region. Coach, anything else you'd like to add before we take another break?
Chris, Farm Bureau, Wilkinson Cadillac Chevrolet, thanks for allowing us to come up here and share this experience with you. It means a lot to us, Union Pines High School and Moore County Schools, and just very grateful for everything that you guys do, not only for us, but for Lee County and Southern Lee. And it's always great anytime you can do good things for young people.
All right, very good. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the Southern Lee Cavaliers. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
Thank you, young man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Just might as well. Or? All right.
Again, fell asleep.
North Carolina Farm Bureau, proud supporter of Lee County Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Farm Bureau can help you and your family with all your auto and home insurance needs.
Farm Bureau has life insurance and financial services to meet all your needs, now and in the future.
Farm Bureau Tramway Office is proud to award the Farm Bureau Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Chris Delambert joined a little late, but that's all right. Coach Mike McClure of the Southern Lee Cavaliers is here. Brought some players with, Coach. Tough loss this week.
It was.
But I looked at a little bit, and as always, your guys fought and fought and fought. It's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, it did.
So when you look at tape like that, obviously there's some good and some bad. What jumped out at you at the tape, first of all, on the positive side and then on the negative?
Positive side, we continue to fight, like you said. That's something I've just been trying to get them to do, is continue to fight, never quit. I try to mention during the game when times are going bad, you got to keep fighting. I don't want to cut on the film and see anybody quit. And that's what didn't happen. I didn't see anybody quit. The kids kept fighting. A lot of two-way guys playing, and they just kept fighting. Even though the tank was empty, they just kept going, which is very positive. Cheering on the sideline, encouraging each other on the sideline, which is also positive.
It's important for your guys to know, I think, and y'all can take this back to the rest of the team. When I have conversations with the other coaches around the conference, that's the first thing they say about Southern Lee is, man, those guys, first of all, they come up and hit you, and they're going to fight you the whole way. And, if you can get those guys playing hard like that, everything else is going to fall into line as time goes by. This week, this is a big matchup. Union Pines coming into the Southern Lee to take you guys on. No secret about what they're trying to do on offense. Does that make it a little bit more? Does it make it easier to game plan for, or is it tough knowing, hey, they do a couple of things really well and we've got to be prepared?
Yeah, it's kind of tough because you don't know. Coach Cox, he's a creative coach, so and like he mentioned, trying to get different players the ball and space and those type of things. So it's just you still got to be prepared with what's going on and what they're trying to do, but also coming into the game, understanding what they do well, and who they're trying to get to the ball and who they're trying to get it to in space, those type of things.
So we've talked about it the last couple of weeks that the offense is still sort of a work in progress, trying to figure out where the playmakers are, what we can do well on offense. At this point, from a percentage standpoint, where would you say the offense is at?
As far as we're still trying to figure it out. We go into our meetings still trying to figure out how can we get our offense better. I say we're probably about 70% there with the changes that we made. One of the things that we realize is that the defense is playing too many snaps, far too many snaps, and we just got to capitalize in the red zone whenever we're on offense or whenever we, do create turnovers. But, part of a defense playing majority of snaps and a lot of snaps is our fault as well. We're not getting off the field on third down, which means longer drives, and that's hard to do when you're not even too deep in some positions. Guys are going to be gassed and those type of things. So the biggest thing is still trying to work kinks in the offense to see what fits our kids and what fits guys the best to where we can continue to click and move full speed.
As the system grows and it gets refined, I think the ceiling's really high for your program because the playmakers that you've got on offense in particular, at the wideout spot, you run Brock Chappell. I guess you guys call him a wideout. Really, if you were watch tape, you could call him an H-back or a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
He's a matchup problem.
He is.
And you guys at running back, Kendall Morris got a guy that's scaring everybody in the conference because he's always going to be one step away from taking it to the house. So that's a nice weapon to have. And I think as you guys figure out what the right balance is, how we can block up this running back just enough to get him a crease, I think you guys can be really dynamic on offense.
Yeah, and that's something else, too, we got to understand and evaluate as coaches as well. Teams know about Kendall. They know about him. They know what they want to do. So, then you're facing more of a loaded box during that time. So, you just got to be able to be creative on how to counterbalance that as well.
All right, very good. And on defense, you guys, I think it's fair to say defense is a little bit ahead of the offense right now.
Yeah, defensively we are, and it kind of helps us out this week. Similar offenses that we see, our offense and that offense is kind of similar. So, we're able to kind of go into some things and get more reps, more full speed reps, basically just by going against our offense.
I had another media guy reach out to me to ask me to get to kind of scout this game for him, and I said you got two teams that are really similar right now. Two teams that are struggling to sustain drives, but have playmakers on offense. So it's really going to come down to who makes the most big plays.
It is.
Both of you all are trying to work to get the offense so you can sustain drives, keep the D off the field. But given what we've seen so far, most likely going to be a game where 3 or 4 big plays one way or the other going to make the difference.
And that's what we're trying to do. Union Pines, they're a big play team. They're a big play team, home run team, and we can't afford to give them any big plays. They're, like I say, they can go the distance at any minute. And we just got to keep them contained and keep the big plays to a minimum.
Kind of an interesting twist that number 14s on both sides of the ball are going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Ethan Biggs, I'm sure you've seen him on tape. Are you guys going to play him? Are you going to play him honest? Are you going to roll coverage to him every time we see him? Or you not want to tell me?
We're going to mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
That's what we do. We mix it up a little bit. We'll adjust, and we never try to do the same thing each week.
Let me ask you, though, and this won't give anything away. I was kind of messing with you with the last question. But when you have a playmaker like that on the other side of the ball, is your philosophy that, look, we're going to do what we do, or we need to maybe pay special attention and game plan around a player or two on the other side of the ball?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
We just got to know where he's at all times. It's more of we got to understand where he's at, how he can hurt us, and where he can hurt us. At the same time, we still approach it, and we do what we do. What we've been instilling in the kids and in our defense from the beginning, we're still going to go out and do that as well.
All right, you've brought your players of the week from offense and defense with you. Talk about these guys, Coach.
All right, on offense, we got Josh Stone, junior wide receiver. Josh had 2 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown this week. He's been one of our explosive guys, the deep threat guys that we can count on, kind of run by guys. He has a track background, so definitely proud of him and his ability and the way he stepped up on last Friday. Defensively, we got Marcus Blanks, who's a freshman. He starts on the offensive line for us as well, so he starts both ways. He's one of the guys that doesn't come off the field. We got to play him both ways, and the experience for him is good. He had a good game. He had 4 tackles, tackle for a loss. Even playing both sides of the ball, he just kept pursuing and kept running to the football, and then he had a good game snapping the football at center as well.
All right, very good. Guys, as you get ready for Union Pines, it's been a mixed bag so far. Week 1 took a big loss, 1-2 straight. Now you lost this past weekend. You come in at 2-2, 1-1 in the conference. What's your outlook as to what you see as being success in this week and moving on through the rest of the season?
I think our defense is really good. We just got to work on, coming off the field on third downs. We play too many plays on defense, but the offense, we just need to get a little bit better and we'll be good.
All right. Now, you on the offensive line, let me ask you, do you prefer pass protection or do you prefer run blocking?
I prefer – I don't know. I like both, but I probably run blocking because I can get downfield and hit.
Okay, so you like finding guys in space, getting in that second level, finding cornerbacks to pop, right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Mr. Stone, talk about the offense. Things continue to grow. You guys are doing more and more every week. What do you see as the next step for you as a receiver in the offense?
For me, it's just trying to find out what fits me best in offense, where I should be in certain places, certain plays and calls. And it's just about trying to make the plays, the big play.
Now, you're a track guy. Who's the fastest of the receivers on the team?
Me.
Have you been on what do you run the 40 in? Do you know yet?
It's been a while. Not sure.
What do you think you run?
Short. Getting to a 4.4, 4.5 most likely.
Okay, because I've seen enough of you to know that you're one of those guys, man. One step and you can get to the house. This week, maybe it's the week that you break out. You're going to see a really aggressive defense that's going to give you some opportunities to make some plays. I'm excited for this ball game. I think it's going to be one of the best games we covered this year. So I'm really fired up for it. Anything you guys would like to add? No? Mr. Gaines, more hardware. Third segment, man. You got anything to add about First Bank and the goings on over there?
Well, just, again, come by and see us. Love to have you. This is more about these guys than it is about the bank. Congratulations, guys. Hope you have another great week this week. Keep working hard.
Great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations, guys, and we will see you on Friday. Can't wait for the ball game. It's going to be great. We'll take a quick break. Be back with one last award. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert. This is Coach Mike McClure. And we'll round up our last awardee. But, Coach, I meant what I said earlier. That wasn't just a TV moment. I know what the rumblings in the conference are. And when folks watch you guys on tape, they walk away and they're like, man, those guys are playing hard. Tough transition with the late hire, the fact that we were in the middle of COVID lockdown and you came into a tough situation. Everybody knows how tough it was. What do you see with the quick turnaround? I mean, people forget we're playing the 2020 season right now in the middle of 2021. We're going to finish this season up in a month and a half or so, and you're going to pivot right into summer, working out, getting ready to play ball in another couple of months. What's that going to be like for you guys?
Very exciting. Pretty much the whole team's coming back. I don't lose that many guys, and the deal was to get these guys playing experience now in this shorter season. So then in the long run, we're ready. They got Friday night experiences. Their eyes don't get big on underneath the lights now because they've been there before, and that's just kind of leading to the success, and that can elevate the program by these guys being in ninth grade, starting on varsity, and now they come back as sophomores, and now they're comfortable. The game slowed down, and now they're able to play faster.
Yeah, very good. We're couldn't be more pleased with how things are going for you guys over there. Big game coming up, and you want to go ahead and introduce the scholar athlete, even though we don't know where he necessarily is.
Jadarian Hamilton, he's the scholar athlete for us this week. Jadarian, he started out as a defensive guy, and then we made the transition and moved him. He's transitioned and started playing some running back. But he's a great kid. Always responds. Anytime I send out a team email, he's the first kid to respond, and he pays attention to those things. So proud of him and what he's done in the classroom and for us on the field.
Seems like there's been a lot of that, and it seems as though being around the kids just a little bit, that there hasn't been a whole lot of resistance. There's guys that came in with an idea that they were going to play a certain place or they had played there before, and out of necessity, you've had to move guys around like a mad scientist. But the willingness of the players to do what they need to do for the team, it's really refreshing, and that's what high school athletics is all about, really.
I think they understand that we try to let them know that it's a way for them to get on the field the quickest. Is where, if you can get on the field at this position, it may not be the position that you want to play, but if you can get on the field, then by all means get on the field.
Very good. All right, guys, you're over there all by yourselves, but give you a couple minutes to talk about Farm Bureau one last time, Craig.
All right. We just like you were mentioning before, I think we surprised a lot of people with our unbelievably good rates. You combine your car insurance with your home insurance and you save even more. We have an estate planner for all of our members that can help plan for retirement. And to be honest, a lot of people, if I was to ask whoever's watching this right now, tell me what your coverage is on your auto insurance. The closest I usually get is, I got full coverage. Well, there are a lot of different options with full coverage, and as often as we hear it, I promise your insurance is not going to collapse. But we do need to make sure that you get an agent that actually sits down, goes through line by line, and shows you what you are picking for your coverages, because it's really ultimately your insurance, and it's your prized possessions, and that's what we're trying to protect.
Yeah, I think sometimes people forget how important insurance is on the day that you need it.
Absolutely.
And having a real person to sit with, there's a lot to be said for that versus, I called or I did this online or whatever the case might be. And, most people don't have the bandwidth to remember, what kind of coverage do I have? What does the law say I have to have? What's the benefit to me if I do this? The idea that they have a real honest-to-goodness agent that is a subject matter expert is going to look out for their interests. There's a lot to be said for that. Thanks for what you guys do in that realm, and thanks for your support of high school football. I think we're actually going to hit an hour right on the nose, which is kind of impressive. I'm Chris Delambert. This is the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Thanks to Lee County, Southern Lee, and Union Pines for hanging out with us. We will see you Friday night on the NFHS Network from Southern Lee as Union Pines comes to town in a big Tri-County 6 matchup. Can't wait for it. We'll see you there. Peace.
The Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Zaxby's Friends, Family, Flavor. With your host, Chris Delambert, only on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.